So if you haven't achieved your trading goals in 2025, then you have to listen to this video in order to know how to approach 2026, so this becomes the last year you fall behind. Because I have certainly achieved what I wanted in 2025, and I'm not going to sit here and show you flashy payouts, flashy lifestyle. This is going to be a really boring video because I don't try to attract the wrong kind of followers on long-form content like YouTube. I have edits on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, but in these videos, there is no fancy edits, no music, no dopamine. I just want to attract people who actually want to watch a 10-minute video and listen to the knowledge and information I'm about to give you. Because the truth is, if you listen to what I'm about to tell you, and I've gone through this process myself, you will certainly be closer to achieving your goals than if you just look at the edits, look at the lifestyle, look at the results. In order to get to this point, you have to listen. So the first thing I want you to do in 2026 is don't buy a new challenge. And you know what I'm talking about. No new challenges the first 3 months of 2026. I want everyone who's watching this video, if you're not at the level you want to be, I don't care if you feel like you're close or if you feel like you're close to getting some payouts. You can trade what you have, but you don't buy any new challenges in 2026. That means you sit down and you actually look at the market and you trade on a demo account until you get to the point where you're so confident in your own abilities that you know that there is no reason not to trade live. And I don't say this to be mean, I just say this to make you mentally reset your mind and how you operate, because I can tell you from experience, when you get to that point where you've actually made it in trading, it's not filled with dopamine, it's not an insane feeling, and what you will realize is that all those times where you had a strategy or you had trading knowledge that was good enough to get a payout here and there, you will realize that that didn't mean anything, and that's not what we're doing this for. Because either you do this full time or you don't, because the market will always punish you and take back what it gave you anyways, so you're just spinning your wheels here. So what you should be doing is you should sit down and reflect on your life. You should read a lot of self-development books and actually reflect on everything in your life. Think about all the things in your life that annoy you, that make you feel frustrated, and every emotion you don't want to be feeling. And then I want you to go inside of yourself and realize what inside me is triggering these emotions, because everything you see around you, including the market as well, is just a mirror of yourself and what's already inside yourself. That means if the market or anything in your life externally has the ability to make you feel a certain emotion, then that emotion was already inside you from the beginning. That means another person without this emotion inside of them wouldn't feel this way because of this external event. That's the truth. If you feel angry, you already had anger stored inside of you, and that external event or moment was just an outlet for that anger. That's the truth. So I want you to actually get to know yourself and work on yourself and realize every emotion you have inside of you. Where does that come from? Do I have some emotions that are stronger than others? For example, for some people, fear could be stronger than anger. Then you have to realize, why do I feel afraid? You have to find that out about yourself. Maybe you have to go to a therapist in order to actually talk about why you feel this way. But what you have to realize, that everything is inside of yourself and everything is your responsibility. If you haven't dealt with that, then I can tell you that I could give you my strategy here and now, but you wouldn't be able to trade that profitably. That's the truth. But once you've done this inner work, you will realize that trading has never been easier. And that's when you realize how you can just go into the market every single day, not every single day, every single week, and just print money out of thin air. Because you have dealt with everything inside of yourself, and then you realize that Trading is actually pretty simple. And if you're going to backtest, which I would recommend backtesting a lot. I've been backtesting 40 hours last month in November. I have a 15% discount on FX Replay here. Just use the code Hoyer15 or use the link here or the link in the description to get that 15% off of FX Replay. And if you're interested in how I trade, my strategies, my live market analysis, there's a link to the Discord in the bio where you can sign up and you can get one-on-one mentorship with me. Anyways, back to the video. If you do what I told you and you remove everything from your life that's holding you back, because it's not about adding more to your life or your trading necessarily, it's about removing everything that's holding you back. That could be feelings inside of you that's holding you back. That could be emotions. That could be bad habits. And simply getting to that point where you ask yourself, truly everything you do in your life, whatever it is, why do you do that? And not the logical reason that you usually use, but why do you feel the need to do this and that? Like everything you do in your life from Monday to Sunday, map that out, find out where you're spending your time and energy, especially not just time, but energy, mental energy, what you're thinking about, what you're prioritizing, and ask yourself, why do I use so much time, energy on this specific thing? Is this helping me to become a better trader, or should I just let that go? And that's the thing, I had to let a lot of stuff go in order to actually become profitable. I used to go to the gym like 5 to 6 times a week, but I realized that I had to let that go in order to really become profitable. Because if I went 5 to 6 times a week, then I realized that all the other things I have to take responsibility for in my day-to-day life as well, plus trading, that's not going to work. So I had to sacrifice the gym, even though I've been going to the gym the last 10 years. And like, I really love to go to the gym. I realized that that's something I have to like push down on a bit at this moment in my life in order to really lock in with trading. And I also realized that by going to the gym that many times, my focus, like I was less focused on good execution in trading, because I was already like, I always had to hype myself up, like a lot of dopamine, like you're really aggressive, like pushing if you're at the gym. And when you then sit down in front of the trading charts, you think that you need to be really aggressive and you need to push hard in order to achieve something in trading. So I actually had to switch my identity and the way my brain actually functioned in order to succeed in trading. I had to read more books instead of going to the gym. I've not been meditating. Like, you can do that, but like, I don't think that matters at all. Like, you don't need to be meditating like 10 hours a day in order to become a profitable trader. You just need to think like a profitable trader does. That means you're not really aggressive, you're not really hyped or emotional, you're just logical, you're down to earth, and you're doing the necessary steps. So if you want to succeed in 2026, just do the things I told you in this video, and everything will become so much easier. You will have so much more clarity, and eventually you'll get to that point where you're actually profitable. Thank you for watching.